Hey everyone, today I'm going to be giving you a tour of my studio. So I'm usually splitting my time between two different studios. One of them is just here at my house, where I usually spend the first couple hours of my day and usually the last couple hours of my day working on stuff. But in the middle, my normal work day is spent at a separate studio where I work on 1st to 11 covers and I teach lessons. A lot of room is taken up by stuff that I need in order to teach my lessons, but at my home studio, I can use more of that space for like interesting gear and just fun toys. So I'm going to show you all that stuff today. So the first thing that you'll notice when you walk in after, of course, passing my cat's amazing ninja course, is that with the space I have, it's really important to make the most out of the wall space with hanging up guitars and lots of shelving. So these are not all of my guitars. I have more at my other studio, but I'll run you through the ones that are here. And side note, they were all hung up as a surprise gift by my girlfriend Riley. The guitars that I have here are my brother's old Epiphone Les Paul Custom guitar. Hanging to its left is my first ever electric guitar that I ever had. It's a LTD F50. Next up, I have this Music Man sub-series bass. It's been with me for a very long time, and it's actually a pretty solid bass, so I still use this one a lot to this day. So the other guitars on my wall are not even guitars, they're actually 6-string basses. I have 5 of them now, which is probably now classified as like an obsession, but you know, whatever. And then the other interesting thing on my wall is tour posters to commemorate all the tours or festivals that my band Concrete Castles has played. So there's the Bonnaroo poster, there's the So What Music Festival, the Against the Current tour, there's the 8123 after party, there's the time that we went out with Point North, there's the Atlantic City Beer Fest, which was actually the first show that Concrete Castles ever did. That was a doozy. And then there's the Hops and Hogs Festival. So like I said, not completely updated. We've played some tours since then, but still getting it all together. Okay, so now we get to move into some of the toys in my room. This first one is my Modular synth, who I have kind of given the name Neil because of the giant Neil deGrasse Tyson sticker on the inside of the case. So if you're not familiar with Modular synth, big oversimplification, but it's almost as if each of these individual little units produces or modulates a sound. So if you're a guitar player, you can kind of think of it like it's a giant pedal board. And if there's anybody interested, I'll list all of the modules that I have. To the left of that is my BPMC Dead Language V4. So this one's a little bit tricky to explain, but I'm going to kind of use the guitar pedal analogy for this one too. It's essentially a guitar pedal, but for video. So if I pass a signal through this from this CRT TV, and then I push these buttons and I twist these knobs, I can actually distort the signal in an analog way. So what the DLV4 and my Modular synth actually sit on is a working radio. And I say working radio because it also doubles as a record player, but the record player part does not work, unfortunately. It must have back in the day. I don't even know how old this thing is. I got it on Marketplace for like $50. And then we have this rack. So there are 3 things in my rack. I have a Kemper for my gear nerds out there, which is just a guitar modeler. So this is something that gives you pretty much any guitar tone you could ever want. It's really helpful for recording. I use it when I'm producing other bands in here or when I'm working on a 1st to 11 cover. So underneath the Kemper, I have my Neve 511 preamp. This is what I record all of my voiceover stuff through, or you know, if I have to sing on anything, which is pretty rare, but I'll sing through it. And then underneath that is how I play VHSs. Okay, so then I have these floating shelves, which I kind of mentioned before. This is where I keep a lot of my VHSs when I go to wherever thrift stores, just pick up some interesting ones. Then you'll notice there's lots of toy cars around here. I have this really awesome shelf that my girlfriend's stepdad made me for my birthday just to hold all my cars, but I'm running out of room now, so I really don't know where to put them, so that's why it's sitting on my floor. But I got this one from the Simeone Museum in Philadelphia, and this one was actually given to me by a fan during the 1st to 11 tour. Okay, so now we're talking about my desk. So for the gear nerds out there, my interface that I'm using is Focusrite Claret 8 Pre-X. For monitors, I'm using Atom A7Xs, but for sure the coolest part about my desk is that it raises and lowers. This was like a must-have when I first saw it. I think I saw it at like an IKEA, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is the coolest thing ever. I need it. So I have this bin that holds all of the original packaging for my Modular synth units. And then I also have this like miscellaneous box of cables that I don't really want to untangle. Then I also have this patch cable holder for my modular synth. Then here's my couch. It's very uncomfortable, and most of the time it just holds my clean laundry that I have to fold. But I also have this little stuffed chinchilla, which the fans got me. It was like probably one of the nicest gifts ever. And then it's just my closet. It's pretty uninteresting, but holds on my clothes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this isn't like the normal kind of video I'd make, but I enjoyed showing off this stuff because at the other studio, it is a little bit more conducive towards my like work life of teaching, and this studio is a little more conducive to my work life of creating. So I enjoy showing off these things in here that make me feel inspired and I think help me to do my job a little bit better. So, and there's just some cool Easter eggs that I think that some First to 11 or Concrete Castles fans might think are interesting. So if you guys like this, let me know, and thanks so much for watching.